Yes, this is very beautiful way of whatever I have put, whatever I have explained so far. That is what I have done is, see, yoga and value education. The realization of value education is our target. Realization of the value educational objectives is our target. Okay, the man is the sadhaka who wants to realize. Okay, and this bowman is sadhak and wants to realize the target. And what is the target? The objectives of which we will be discussing, the objectives of value education in detail. 1, 2, 3, 4. To realize those objectives is the target, and this we are going to realize through education. And in education, the aims of education are nothing but ideals of the society. And in order to reach that ideal, education has curriculum. Through the curriculum, through the syllabus. And what is syllabus? Again, it's full of values, skills, habits, nice experiences. And through those syllabus, education wants to realize these objectives. And in this picture, this is the Dhanurasana. This is Dhanurasana. Dhanurasana is of two types. Here it is in a sitting posture. It is used, and how the target is reached is through bow. It is through bow, and bow is the content, and that content makes us to realize the target. And the entire personality also is unless and until the string must be neither too loose nor too tight. In the same way, the personality must be balanced personality. Then only this personality can realize the aims and objectives of knowledge. This is the message through simple looking asana, like Dhanurasana. Okay, it can be. It means this is the example how simple looking asanas. And we are going to talk in detail in the asanas. These simple looking asanas are helpful in realizing the objectives of our life, of education, of culture and spirituality and so on. These are not simple. Unfortunately, what has happened? We are looking towards asanas only from physical point of view. Asanas are not just physical postures. Asanas are mental states also, emotional states also, states of consciousness also. So, the objectives of education can be very picturesquely explained and experienced through the asanas or yogic methods. And this is what I would like to do next. See, the thing is that the important question is that if education is related with values on 3 levels, aims levels, content levels, and process levels, then why separate? It means that every education is value education. Every education is value education. Then why separately talk for value education? Because every education is value education, and it is. Every education is. To educate means to realize the values. To make values part of our education and character. Habits, that is the education. So then why separate demand for value education is? Because the entire purpose of education is to work on all the aspects of the personality. Understand the logic. Why value education separately? Okay. Why value education separately? Is that the purpose of education is, yes, why value education separately is that, please next, turn the, there are, first of all, the purpose of value education is very wide. Sorry, purpose of education is very, very wide. All dimensions of human personality development are included. And what are the personality? What are the dimensions of personality? Emotional dimension, educational dimension, religious dimension, physical dimension, moral dimension, cognitive dimension, and so on and so forth. So the purpose of education is to develop the human personality in its totality. Try to understand this logic. If you miss this logic, you will miss the crux of the thing. What I am talking is that if there is a close relation between education and values, the very concept of value cannot be conceived without, very concept of education cannot be conceived without values, then why separately value education? Every education is value education. And the reason is that nowadays what has happened, there is a deterioration, degradation in our education. Education has what you call, though it should develop all the aspects of human personality, the emotional development in nowadays has been neglected. There are three aspects of human personality: related with knowledge, cognitive; related with action, cognitive; and related with emotions, affective. So, and the human personality is what you call constituted of these three aspects, and education should develop all the aspects of the human personality. All round development is the purpose. But nowadays, somehow or other, because of some socio-cultural constraints, education has become what you call, it is shrinked, or it is what degenerated, or it has sidelined, it has concentrated only on cognitive development and neglected the affective dimension. And what is the affective dimension of human personality? The affective dimension of human personality is development of character, development of habits, development of a way of life, emotions, and so on. We talk of IQ, intellectual development, or a quotient, but even emotional quotient, development of emotional balanced view is also very much necessary. And this is affected, this is neglected in our day-to-day life. What has happened is that the purpose of education is to expand the consciousness. There are three things in the purpose of education, is that to expand the consciousness, to understand oneself. This is the purpose of education. To one's consciousness, oneself, one's relation with others, and one's relation with external world. This is the expansion of consciousness which we have forgotten, and only the cognitive aspect is emphasized. And when we say value education, what we want to say that value education is not a different subject at all, independent subject at all. Education means full of values, but then the emotional values, the affective dimension has been what you call neglected. And that is the reason why we want to emphasize, when we say value education is education of emotions or affective dimension. This is one reason. Another reason is that today there are value crises in our society. There are value crises in our society. For example, today politics is without principles. Wealth, we want wealth, but without work. Okay. Or we want commerce, but without character. And also, we want science without humanity. It's very, nowadays, humanity is undergoing value crisis. There are every possibilities of third world war. So we have science without humanity. The science is a power, and power must be utilized with all consciousness, not blindly. So fire is there, but should we use that fire for burning the houses of others, or giving light to others? So science without humanity, without morality, science without yoga is a blind force. And this is the value crisis. And pleasure without sacrifice. This is very, very harmful. And that's the reason why we are saying every day there are cases of crime and violence and so on. So again, there are so many other reasons to show the value crisis. Next, for example, see the person's awareness. This I have already spoken. Disregard. We have a disregard to basic values. Basic values are honesty and tolerance. Okay, and in social and personal life, there is no tolerance at all. We are fighting, we are intolerant and so on. Now, every time we are talking, when we are talking the why rationale of value education, why value education, we are giving some reasons. For example, basic values are dishonored. Honesty and tolerance is not. Can yoga, yogic education, educate the human personality in honesty and tolerance? Always ask this question. Next.